So, Geno Stone on Twitter responded to a fan that said, we should release him. Now, if you've been following this channel, you know I've been championing the idea of I want to keep Geno Stone. I do. I think he could be a great asset in the future if he can get going. He's young. He can get developed. We now have Al Golden as our defensive coordinator. And I really am excited about the future of Geno Stone. The first half of this season, he was awful. The second half, he got really good. He had an interception almost every game except for the last one. And he was really starting to, come on at the end of the season. Sad we didn't make the playoffs. But I think for the future, he's not a bad asset for the team. And I think for what we're paying him, I'd rather have him on the roster than not have him on the roster. So anyway, so a fan said, I do hope we released him. He's definitely a downgrade from Jesse Bates, which again, everyone agrees with. Let's be honest, Jesse Bates was amazing. He's one of the best safeties in the league. Geno Stone responded. A lot more went into that, but no excuse. No excuses. Next year, I'm back on my crap. And yeah, at the end of the day, he's young. He's 26 years old. He's going to have another 4 or 5 solid years in this league. And he's only going to get better and better and better. And I have faith. I have a lot of confidence that with Al Golden's defense, adding in another safety across from him, utilizing Jordan Battle more in the box as like kind of a linebacker safety, which is really what Jordan Battle should be utilized as. Jordan Battle, I love him, but he's not good in coverage. He's not really that good in coverage, but he's amazing in run support. He's amazing at getting to the point of the ball, getting to the ball carrier, getting the guy in the backfield. This is exactly how Isaiah Simmons was. Now, Isaiah Simmons is a lot faster than Jordan Battle. Jordan Battle's not the fastest guy, but they realize, hey, Isaiah Simmons at strong safety, it's just simply not it. But if you move him in the box and use him as linebacker, that's when Isaiah Simmons was truly taking off and doing great. That's exactly what we need to do with Jordan Battle. Utilize him more as a linebacker, get another safety, another strong safety on this team. You also got, obviously, Geno Stone. Draft someone behind those two guys to kind of fill in that gap. Maybe pick up someone in free agency. And then work on it like that. And that's what I think we'll end up doing in the end. And now with Al Golden, I think this defense is going to start to, really take off and be amazing. And I'm all for the Geno Stone comeback arc. Again, at the end of last season, he really started to pick it up. Oh, I didn't say last season. I meant this season. At the end of this season, he really started to pick it up and getting interceptions every single game. And yeah, he wasn't perfect, but it's also the first year in Lou Anarumo's defense. Now, obviously, it's a complete new defense now that we are getting a new defense coordinator. But still, it's the first year of Cincinnati. Now in his second year, I'm looking to see him really start to pick it up even more. And I think he will. I have a lot of faith in him. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm delusional. But I think he'll start to pick it up and get things, go in the right direction. But we need to put assets around him as well. We need to put guys around him who also are on the top of their game and are playing on the top of their game. And I think that we will. But again, this offseason, man, I feel like when you talk about this offseason, there's so many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the list down of things we need to do. And the sad part is we can't do everything. And that's the crazy part about it, right? So my priorities are important. We got to prioritize certain things. We want to sign every player we can. But the fact is we can't. We got to prioritize certain players to be signed. We have to prioritize certain positions to get filled. So, and then obviously the draft will hopefully finish off some of those positions we need to finish off. But there's just so much we need to do this offseason. That's why, again, February 15th right now, we are going to hit free agency in a matter of, 25 days. 25 days is free agency. And we still have not signed T. Higgins. We still have not signed Jamar Chase. We still have not getting an extension to Trey Hendrickson. We have so much to do in such a little time. We have the combine at the end of this month. We have the draft in about a month and a half. Like, oh, Lordy, we have a lot of things just backing up and pigging back off each other. We got to get our crap in gear here. We got to get this crap in gear. We have to get this contract with Joe Burrow restructured. We have to get more money there. We have to cut some players. Like, there's so many this, and this that it just, to a point, it is overwhelming. But whenever, there's a motto in life, divide and conquer, right? You take one thing at a time. Step one, what do we have to get done? Get done the Jamar Chase contract. Then you figure out how much money you have left. Step two, honestly, probably get done the T. Higgins contract. Step three, I would say then restructure Joe Burrow, because then you kind of have a general idea of where you're at. I mean, the only reason why I say, okay, restructure Joe Burrow should be number one, but the problem is that's going to be a situation where I feel like they kind of probably want to see where they're at with money, and then they want to restructure him because they're like, hey, we don't need that much money moving forward. We're actually pretty in a good situation. They might not have to restructure him as much, right? So you kind of want to see where you're at after the Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Then you see your salary and you see, okay, this is how much money we have. Now, Joe, we want to be under this said number. How can we get there with you, right? That's kind of where you would restructure in that way. But comment down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one.